although they did start working with the Beals revolver in the year of 1856, it would not be the same as what you think of the Remington New Model Army today.
And if you're like me, you're into the history stuff, the books, like the guns are worth their weight in gold. Because the gun, it's fun to shoot, it's fun to point with, but without the story there, if you're a history person like I am, without the story, it really doesn't mean all that much.
The Ruger Security 9.
Can I redraw?
You already looked?
No.
You sure
Alright.
you did?
Now on 3.
Another pro, at least a pro to me, is these guns are kind of a project. I like to look at them as I'm getting an advanced kit build in the mail whenever I get one. So it's a project that you can go down the road and you can either leave it as
Most people believe that the Walker was Colt's first extent to a very, very large pistol, but it wasn't. This was. This is Colt's 1839 patent firearms revolving carbine pistol. It is massive.
Don't anybody move. This is a bank robbery.
Ah, yes. Now the snapper is taking over the whole world. We're all going to be stuck in bandanas.
Oh my goodness! I see why you don't like doing this. This ain't no fun.
Oh, I told you. Trust me. When I take it off, I'm like, oh my God, I can breathe. Like, holy cow, what is it like to breathe? I've been curious. It's going to be nice.
Well, this is
All right, so which one of you is the snapper?
I got the silk. I have to hide this, or Ethan tries to load it in his muzzle loader.
Oh yeah, I can see that definitely happening.
Out of his muzzle loader.
Yeah, this is silk too.
It's been so long since I've seen Duke in a hat. Man, you really got Arthur Morgan vibes going right there, Dick.
You know, especially with the bandana, he does, doesn't he?
So this
He
hat I
doesn't.
bought when Red Dead Redemption, the first one, came out. So this was my John Marston hat.
Yeah.
Oh.
that's
It
gonna be
kind
it.
of shrunk up. It don't fit real well. That's why I don't wear it anymore, because it's a wool one. So as I sweat, the top shrunk down.
Oh, that's good. All right, I'm unmasking right now because I can't stand that.
Oh, trust me, I will soon. Matter of fact, dude, I guess we could do it now because I am freaking. I've been wanting to unmask for like 2 years now.
I think this is gonna, and everybody's like, this is gonna change you. But what a lot of people don't understand is this is gonna change the way your channel is. You're over 2,000 subscribers now, so now we're gonna see Snapper's face, Snapper's table, Snapper's guns, maybe some of that coming up in your channel, and it'll be more like not just tabletop stuff.
Exactly. And you guys could just
go
ahead. And you guys could just get to know me better and whatnot. And yeah, I mean it's might as well. You know what's kind of funny? Before we do this, you'll be amazed how many people have found me on Facebook and asked, "Are you Snapper?" Yeah, I never reply, obviously, but you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed how many people.
For a while.
Yeah, it's not hard, but yeah, you'll be amazed.
This is kind of it. Your channel is growing pretty fast, and I think it's a good idea. Now's the time. Even though after Jake made his Halloween video, the mask became synonymous with.
Oh no, I forgot about that. Oh crap. Well, I guess I can't take the mask off now. Thanks, Jake. This is all Jake's fault. Anybody mad at anybody? Get mad at Jake. That's his fault. Speaking of that actually is going to be an upcoming maybe collaboration. Jake's going to be down for the Antique Arms Show here in Las Vegas. Hopefully, we'll see.
Cool, nice.
So that'd be fun.
Knock over another Colt gun.
Oh, say that again?
I said, are you going to knock over another Colt gun?
Oh God, don't know. Now I don't have to keep my mask on. People are gonna know who I am. Oh crap!
Not just any Colt gun, Caldwell's gun.
Caldwell Colt's gun, the son of Sir Samuel Colt, the man, the inventor, the everything in the world of black powder revolvers. I knocked over his one and only living child's gun that lived to an adult. Yep. And then I asked, could I get cheaper now that it had fallen over?
And didn't, huh?
Hey, this has been dropped once. I saw it get dropped, so how much now, you know?
Now it's French.
Matter of fact, that was Squib's excuse. Matter of fact, it's so funny the way it worked out because Squib was sitting with my son, and they're watching me over there because I'm going up to it. It's in a little case, right? And I just kneel down next to the case. I don't touch the case. I don't touch nothing. And I think, it had the little bottom here, and it was on a really unsturdy platform. Like if you just touch the table a little bit, the whole gun would move. And it was funny because right before it happened, Squib looked over at my son and says, watch, he's going to make it fall to the ground to try to get it cheaper or make it fall so he can then at least hold it. And I would never do that, but that's exactly what happened. He's like, now that it's fallen, watch, he's going to have to hold it since it's already out of the case. Yeah. But I did not do it on purpose. I swear to God, I did not do it on purpose. Yep. But it was, hey, if it's already on the ground, you got to open the case up. Can I hold it? So, yeah, at least I got to hold it.
Garza Vlogs said, I believe it or not, I think I prefer him with the bandana. He looks like he's related to the ghost of Bill Brazelton. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
It might be a ghost of Snapper.
Ghost of Snapper or the I don't know. We'll figure something out. I'm sure I'll find a way to use the bandana somehow.
Oregon Outback said you do have Taylor Swift eyes.
Aw, me or Duke? Duke, do you got Taylor Swift eyes?
It ain't me, boys.
No, no way.
Yeah, it's definitely Duke. It's definitely Duke. Come on, Duke. No, sing a little Taylor Swift for us.
No.
Duke.
No.
Copyright infringement, Snapper. We can't do that.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Yeah, that's right.
I think I wanted to go out to that antique arms show for the last couple of years because we've been doing this for just under 3 years now. Actually, over 3 years, I think. But ever since the pandemic, and I ain't never met Snapper yet. So.
Yeah, we've never met in person. Now we've talked a bajillion times, and we've sent stuff back and forth a bajillion times, but never met you in person yet.
The 10th anniversary, we might have to.
Well, you know what we need to do is we need to set up some kind of a little fund that we could make to get you down here for next year. That's what we should do.
At some point.
Or heck, I bet you if tickets aren't expensive, we can definitely figure that out. That we might be able to figure that out for you. Tickets aren't expensive, and you can take time to come down. We could probably arrange that for you.
Yeah, Dustin said, gasp, no way. Are we going to see the real Snapper? Not like Dustin ain't never seen the real Snapper before.
That's the big secret that nobody ever knows is technically if you've been on the show as a guest, you've seen the real Snapper before. Yeah.
Gunsmith 4570 said must check his face against all wanted posters.
Oh no, now they actually figured it out. We don't tell anybody how any of this came to be.
Texan 1836 says, I'll believe it when I see it. Diane Houston says, hello all. Caleb says hi. Zachary Smith said, got my UPS shipping notification for Military Heritage today, 1816 Springfield, inbound for next Thursday. Kind of cool. Nice. I'll be testing it a mile from where the Mexican Army crossed the Brazos River. Cool.
Hey.
And that's the one we have. That's the one Military Heritage. Well, one of a couple that we haven't ever had yet. Be interesting.
I need to get me one of those. I definitely need to get me one of those.
Gray Pilgrim said Snapper will join administrative results.
Oh, yeah, you've seen his channel before? That's funny.
I didn't never. Well, I guess small world. Louisiana Gray said Happy New Year and good evening to all hosts and viewers as well.
Hey, Louisiana Gray. Glad to see you, buddy.
If I choke up here a little bit, guys, I'm fighting a bad cold, so just so you know that.
Well, it's okay, Garrett. It's okay. Actually, he's choked up because he's so terrified that I'm going to be taking this mask off. You know what happened last time?
Do we find out Snapper is really the Lone Ranger? Yeah, he takes his mask off and one falls down over his eyes.
And one falls down at the exact same time, yeah.
Oh. I hope you make it. Task Force Tyler says hi. Gray Pilgrim said, only thing new here, I ordered a cylinder for my 1895 Nagant. Nagant rounds are rare today, and this was 32 ACP. Cool.
Nice.
You can also use 32 long, I believe, Gray. I got to remember. We've shot a couple of those. I think we still have a video up on it, unless it got took down for copyright or something. I don't remember. AR American said, good evening, folks. And Gray Pilgrim said, waiting for the unveiling. Lagging Leland said, maybe you got rid of the yee you'd get some Jordans on your feet. Snapper.
That's that newfangled talk. Kids these days.
Pilgrim said Snapper is actually Taylor Swift.
No.
Kodak Tackman says, howdy, fellas. Lagging Leland said, let's get it started. Task Force Tyler says, no. All right. I'm just kind of scrolling through here. See if there's a Surfront Hanzo says hello. Let's see. Gray Pilgrim just ordered a new book on the Allen and Thurber Pepper Box.
How many people are on right now, anyways? How many people are in the chat?
50.
Oh, nice.
Gunslinger said, I'm in for a while, way past my bedtime. We're about there, guys. We're going to give everybody...
Yeah, sorry, guys. We had to start an hour late today because I had stuff I had to get done today that was on an hour away. And I literally just got home. I mean, I got home maybe 10 minutes before this started and had to throw everything up and get ready. So, sorry about that. That's my fault.
Vaquero Joel said, good evening, everyone. Task Force Tyler said, is that Arthur Morgan?
Lenny, my boy.
Let's see. Vaquero Joel said, happy New Year to one and all. Also, Snapper, thank you for your help with my Colt 1877. Just ordered a spring set for it.
Okay, who was that again?
Vaquero Joel.
Oh, nice. No worries, man. I wish I could help more. I mean,
let's go full beard, Garrett. Yep. Milk Grain said, Duke, they do make a hat stretcher. And he also said that Benji from Mill Creek Range will be in Vegas for the World of Concrete, Snapper.
Ooh, the World of Concrete. That actually sounds kind of fun. I like that kind of stuff. I'm weird.
Yeah. Angelica Wood said hello. And Oregon Outback said the Taylor Swift eyes thing. And now we're about down to where we were. Gray Pilgrim said, Colt, wasn't he a roadshow shyster who passed himself off as a doctor?
Yes, that was Samuel Colt.
Hey, Duke.
Only it was spelled C-O-L-T-E.
Yep.
Your audio, Duke, started failing.
Uh-oh.
It got really quiet.
Yep.
Well.
How's that?
It's a little better, yeah.
How's that?
That's good. All right, you're back.
So when are we going to do this? I'm dying. I can barely breathe under here.
Just give it. You've been under that thing for 3 years. You can
I know.
The rest of these comments.
I haven't been able to breathe for 3 years. I'm excited.
Okay, we'll get back to some of these questions here in a minute. But, just so you guys know, Dr. Shepard did release a video on the 1868 Sharps conversions. Just having fun, just pointed that out. Thanks for pointing that out. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet. Okay.
That's a great channel.
Whatever you want, Snapper. We're ready.
Okay.
Drum roll.
See, what I really wanted to do before we do this is I was actually going to buy some of those like messed up teeth and a mullet wig, but I didn't get the time. I was trying to. I was really trying to make it happen, but I didn't get the time. So I guess now is a better time than any. I mean, right? Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, look, I'm hideous. See, I told you.
Funny, that looks just like the guy I talked to before every chat.
Seems like it.
He disappears and goes away, and then he comes back. So, any reactions to Snapper's true face?
Everybody's dead.
They're scanning the wanted posters right now. Diane Houston said you look very handsome, Snapper.
No, thank you. My mom thought so too.
AR American said, "Oh my, Snapper, put it back on."
See, that's
I can't unsee
it. Yep.
So,
sorry, I told you. I warned you.
The unmasking's done. Now what do we do for the next 45 minutes?
Come on, Duke. Start singing Taylor Swift.
No way. You got the baby face for it.
Yeah, no. Well, I had to shave a couple days ago. I normally don't let it get too long. I always kind of keep it, but yeah, I had to shave, so I kind of look like a baby face.
Benji says
man.
the more shots he takes, the better you look.
Hey.
Soylent Green said you look like NASCAR driver Josh Berry.
Oh, really?
Foster's in says hello, everybody. Great Madness 27 said Zachary, I heard bad things about veteran. Okay, talk about something else we'll talk about in a minute. Kodak Tackman said it's imprinted in my head. Get it out.
Told you.
Gunsmith 4570. My eyes. Yeah, your American said I'm the oldest and ugliest been on the show.
No, you're not.
I probably thought Snapper was way older than he is, be my guess.
Yeah, I'm not that old.
Texan 18.
I just turned 13 the other day, so yeah.
I thought
I'm pretty big for being 13.
Kingdom of Inland said, does an Old West gunslinger with an AK sound cool? Well, they got pretty close with the model, the late great Model 8. Lagging Leland said, my eyes. Gray Pilgrim said, AR, I am older. Yes, Gray, but you've never been on here. We're going to fix that someday. We've tried a couple times.
Someday. We need to get him on here.
Okay. So, Giant Purple People Eater 97. Yeah, it's been a while since. Sorry, I haven't been.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name in quite some time now.
Last few bits of shrapnel lodged in my shoulder since 09 had been removed, but the recovery's been a pain. Hope you all have a good Christmas.
I know that feeling, friend.
All right. Well, I think we're past the shock. We can get into some of these here questions people are asking.
Well, we didn't know because, I mean, some people might be dead. I mean, we're not sure if they're all there now.
Still running an even 50, so if they're dead, they didn't log off before they died.
They didn't log off.
Well, if it's any consolation, Snapper, I've seen hookers that looked worse. So,
hey, you just got to drive around here in Vegas, man. You'll see a person that kind of like a fat version of like, I mean, the nastiest truckers you could imagine in a woman's tight skirt with a long beard. It's a messed up place to live, guys.
If you guys really want to see something that would be even uglier than Snapper, go back about 2 years ago to the Halloween episode where I shaved. I'm not doing that again.
You aren't ugly. You just look like a completely different person. I had no idea who you were, and I know you, like actually know you. And I'm like, who the heck is that guy?
He's sitting there wearing coveralls and a John Deere ball cap.
Yep.
Like, who the hell is this redneck?
It was like, man, I've never seen this guy before. And he talks, he's like, what? Is that Garrett?
So I got to ask, Snapper, how does it feel to be free to breathe again? You've been master.
Air, man. You know what? I might be able to get better questions and answers now because of the fact that I actually have oxygen going to my brain. Well, I know it doesn't sound like much, but man, wearing this thing, you can't breathe. Like, man, you can't breathe.
I know. I didn't like it when I was just wearing. But I will say, I think your channel is going to take off now that you can kind of have the same format as everybody else. I agree. And I can do so much more now, too. There were things I wanted to do that I couldn't do. And now I can, kind of. So we'll do something. It doesn't matter. And if it doesn't take off, then I kind of it already
never
kind of
expected it to.
You're over 2,000 subs, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird because you think like that's still small, but at the grand scheme of things, I think it's like one out of every like 100,000 channels ever make it to 100 or 1,000 subscribers ever. So I'm unbelievably grateful to be where I am. And believe it or not, the only thing that has kept me going through this was the people. It's not the idea of getting monetized or making money on it. I really don't care because that part's not that important to me. It will be one day. It'd be kind of nice to get paid to play with my toys, or at least recoup some money from blowing lots of money on making black powder or that kind of stuff. But it's the people. It's really the people. It's people like you and Duke and many of the other people, this is one of the most things I've ever done in my life that I'm absolutely glad I did, just because of the people I've met. I've met some amazing, interesting people. In honesty, if I never ever get above where I am now, I'm 100% cool with it. Doesn't matter that much to me. If I go big, I do. I don't care. So realistically, it might actually be worse because then I'll actually have to put more effort. And who knows? Who knows, man? Who knows?
Well, you got to blame Duke. He started all this.
He did. This is all your fault, Duke. You have all of this is on you. The only other person I blame the most would probably be Plowboy. He's usually the person who gets people buying guns and doing stuff. That guy's probably made more gun sales in his lifetime than any other person I know. Not him just buying guns all the time, but just he's one of those people who buy a gun and you're like, oh, no, I want one. And you don't get that often, you know?
Then he don't have it in the next video anymore because he traded it for a while.
I'm telling you, dude, I'm 100% sure that in 100 years, when you go on some place like Rock Island Auction Company, they're going to have almost every single gun ever made is going to at one time at least had belonged to Plowboy's Ghost.
We've been from the excellent Plowboy's Ghost channel collection.
Yep.
All right, let's get over here. We had a few questions. And sorry, guys, if I missed any. Some people were asking about the difference between veteran arms and loyalist arms. Never bought anything from loyalist arms. But I do know that I believe it's Hoffman Reproductions buys from Loyalist Arms, and he has good success with them. Pretty much everything we buy is through Military Heritage because Ethan kind of knows Robert there a little bit, and they get along pretty well. And let's see. There was a couple questions here. Somebody wanted to know, and if I don't see it. So Green said a snapper face reveal April Fool's video. He pulls the bandana off to reveal another bandana.
Believe it or not, we were thinking of funny things to do to mess with people. Like actually tape another printed picture on my face with little holes. Pull the bandana down.
Okay, so somebody asked, Desert Rat 45 said, what primers do you use for loading your 45 Colt ammo? Does it even matter? I'll let you guys go first.
Duke?
I just use the CCI large pistol primers.
I use whatever large pistol primer that I can get my hands on.
I have tried Magnums, and they do give you a little more oomph, but I didn't really. I kind of like the regular primers better. Get just as good of ignition.
And being wishy black powder, I've never, believe it or not, I've never ever shot 45 Colt smokeless. No, I lied once. I bought a box of 50, and I think I shot 5 or 6 of them out of it, and I actually emptied them and reloaded them with black powder.
Right.
But yeah, black powder, it's so easy to ignite. It doesn't matter.
There's a lot of people that say that you got to have the Magnum, and I'm like, I've had good luck with everything that's large rifle. So,
well, I use the Magnum, but mostly just because we have 44 Magnums, and so that helps carry over. And the Magnum is good. The Magnum primers are a little harder, and so they're good, especially if you're doing the Black Hawk 45, super, super, super hot stuff. You don't want to blow back through there. But I prefer, if I can get them, Federal Magnum large pistol primers because Federal's about the softest, so they're the easiest to set off for Magnums. And I like the Magnums, like I said, just because I have a few other things we got to use them for. But they really do set off they give you a little boost in power in the black powder. But yeah, right now I'm using. I just got done using 1000 Winchester, which they don't have Magnum. Their box says good for Magnum or large pistol, and some of them were a little hard. And actually, the next box I'm going to use is Remington. Actually, I think they're Remington 2.5s because that was what I found cheap. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. I actually reload my primer sometimes too. We have videos on that. You the same way you can make a caps for your cap and ball. If you reload and you push out your spent primer, there's 2 components to it. There's the cup itself and there's a little anvil on the inside. If you take that anvil out, clean it out, and then use yourself a punch, and you knock back that indent from your firing pin. You'll get it flat again. You can use either mashed up match heads with scrapings off of the powder, the match box itself into it. It's like a glass and something else mixture that helps it go off. Or you can buy the little cap gun paper strips, and you just cut those out and stick them in there. And you put that in there and the anvil on top of it. And what you want to do is use rubbing alcohol, make sure it's wet. Because you got to put that anvil back in, and crushing it will usually set it off if it's not wet with alcohol. Once you got it together, you can load it, and they work great. I've never actually had a problem doing that. And I've done it both ways of using matches and non-matches with the little paper strips.
Speaking of caps, I got a email the other day from Classic Guns Day from Doug, and he's been working on that. Poor Doug. He's had that 1861 Navy from Cimarron sent back like 3 times. Wow. And he was wanting to know about caps. You know, he was finding some places online that some of them look pretty fraudulent because still had caps at like 2018 prices. But he was wanting to know if you guys have found any caps. I just had to tell him I haven't shot cap and ball revolver for almost 2 years unless it's a Colt video, just because I can't find caps. And Snapper makes them, but I don't. That's a lot of work.
I don't make them unless I absolutely have to.
I got 50.
They are not fun.
That safe that, and I'm not using them.
Yep, you're saving them.
It was about this time last year. I think it was this time last year I found
you sent me
several thousand, and I bought. I want to say I bought like 3,000, and I sent you several hundred.
Yep.
But they were the CCI caps too. They're not the greatest, but hey, it's better than nothing. It's better than the homemade ones, because the homemade ones, man, it's not that they're bad. It's just that they take forever to make. You'll spend a whole day and make 100 of them. I mean, it's really slow and tedious, but it's better than nothing.
I don't even think they're making the Remingtons anymore, from what I heard. Maybe they're popping up somewhere. And that really ended it for me on a lot of replicas, because I can't stand to shoot CCIs on a lot of replicas. On a lot of originals, small CCIs work just fine. But I
actually got a fix for everybody that I've been working on and kind of making better. So instead of actually going out and having to buy a new nipple for your gun, the other day, and I don't know why I never thought of this earlier, but I was sitting there working on the nipples that I'd taken out of a gun, and for some strange reason, I was like, I wonder what happened if I just sit here and hit it with a really sharp punch and all the way around the outside of it to bring up burrs. And then you could stick on any cap. It stays on. It doesn't get sucked off, and it works perfect. I just went around the outside of that nipple on the outside and just gave it a bunch of little whacks with I used a hardened sewing machine needle, a sharp sewing machine needle, hardened needle. And I just I just tapped and made sure I could see each one of those little taps. And it upsets the metal, so there's bursts of metal sticking up. So when you stick on any cap, I tried every one I have on like 3 or 4 different brands of caps, and a little bit here and there, and every single one stayed tight. I didn't have to crush it from the side. They actually went on nice and tight, and they didn't give me any problems. They didn't blow off. There were no cap sucking. Even if I didn't work on the heads, it was perfect, like absolutely perfect. It's a great thing to do because it worked unbelievably well, and the caps won't come off, and you don't have to pinch them anymore. I'll make a video on it.
Okay. Lone Dragoon said,
real quick on that too. When you do that, you can't even tell it's done. You're making such small little dents in it that you don't really see it unless you're really close to looking at it. It seems to be the way to go.
Okay. Very good. But they were asking Duke. They were asking if you're on the holsters again yet.
Not currently. I'm kind of shut down from leatherwork. But yeah, send me another email because I don't even remember which ones you had. Send me another email here tonight, and I'll see what I can do. I've got the leather. I just not really set up to do much right now.
Yep.
Busy man.
Pilgrim said, by the way, my sub count is 1114, and that's all you guys' fault. I don't think that's all our fault.
No, you make good videos.
Nobody on YouTube has a voice like Gray Pilgrim.
No. Some of the best rants I hear on YouTube, I would have to say, come from Gray.
Yeah, that's what he was saying the other day. We were talking about accents, and I was like, you do have a voice for radio, right? And he was telling me,
he does.
I've He said he'd done a little bit of that, and I said I could kind of tell that. Lagging Leland said, Snapper, you look great. You look like a Red Dead Redemption background characters, and that's a win in my book.
I was waiting for little Task Force Tyler to say something because I was like, you look just like me. So, yeah.
He probably does.
He hadn't said nothing. He looks like a miniature version of me. Poor kid.
Garrett, we know Ethan is a flintlock guy in your family, but what is your favorite flintlock you have fired thus far? That's a tough one. Like, it's kind of unfair, but I have to say the Southern Mountain Rifle, the Kibler. But it's like of the India guns, I'm always going to be partial to my Northwest Trade gun, even though it's got too much wood. It's pretty bulky, but I've always liked it. I've learned how to shoot on it. And it's one of those that I took apart and I rebuilt it from the ground up, and once you've done that, it's kind of your gun. So yeah, I'd have to say rifles, as far as flintlocks go, definitely Kibler Southern Mountain Rifle. I take that back. It might change because Caleb has a custom 1803 Harper's Ferry that was built by Turkey Creek 1823, the channel. And we are going to break that out into a video very, very soon. But I haven't shot it yet, but just from the handling of it, that custom rifle is sweet. But yeah, that might change. But at the moment, it's my 36 caliber Kibler Southern Mountain Rifle.
I always have to tell people, you should work on your guns. You'll be amazed how much of a connection you can get by just building a gun or even buying a gun, taking it apart, and just customizing it to the way you want it to be. There's no reason it should have to stay that way.
Yep.
You never can mess up anything until you give up. Once you give up, then it's permanently messed up. And that goes with anything. You want to drill a hole into a Ferrari? You can drill a hole into a Ferrari, and you can fix it as long as you don't give up. It's not messed up until you give up, and then you have to pay somebody else to fix it. Just don't give up. You'll be amazed what you can pull off.
Duke has a thought on his head. I can see it bouncing around.
I know a guy.
He's like, I know a guy.
I know a guy that could, well, he can screw up his television and, yeah.
I just noticed there's been times I've messed up horribly, like, oh my God. But as long as I never gave up, I found a way to make it right or fix it. Yeah. It's not done until it's fully broken and you give up, because then nobody's working on it. Anything could be made, anything could be remade, anything could be fixed, no matter what it is. You'll be amazed. But there are some people out there. Just don't give up on it, and you'll be able to figure it out. I promise.
That's honestly why I enjoy, like, Ethan and Caleb. They're all about Brown Besses, Charleville's, the military flintlocks and stuff. I always liked, like, Ethan's Fusey that he blew up the other day. Everybody on that forum was complaining, oh, you blew it up. You could have fixed it. What they didn't know was it's already had plans, and it's already well on its way to being a canoe gun. Or a blanket gun. It was going to be that before we even got there. That's mine now because I traded him my blunderbuss for it. But I like the Fuseys. I like the trade guns. I like all those because they got more personality. You can historically, drive a tack into it or brown it or black it or pop.
No matter what you do, it's going to be historically accurate, technically.
Yeah.
As long as you don't put Taylor Swift over there and like somebody. I'm looking at you, Duke.
Whereas with the military ones, it's like just polish it, and that's how it would have been. And I've always kind of been a little different.
You know what he should have done? He should have put a 1,000 grains of Trail Boss down there with 3 balls in front of it. See what happened.
Whew.
They was already eating us up in the forum for using 4F. I mean, they were like, why would you use 4F? Because that's about as hot as we want to go.
You know what? I still think it's so funny. Like, I love that forum when you're reading out. People were, this is the worst gun in the world. It's going to blow up on you. And then the second you blow one up, you're like, oh my God, why would you do that? It's like, it's neither one or the other. Nobody wants to say, oh yeah, we screwed up. It's actually a better gun than we were, saying. It was either it's the worst gun in the world or how did you blow up such a poor, precious little thing? It's like, come on, guys, you can't have both.
Yep.
Those guns are pretty good. I see no reason to distrust those guns at all. At all.
They're made out of truck axles, for crying out loud.
Yeah. And if anybody knows anything about metal, the way metal works, like movement, like what an axle would have, would actually take away any of the pressures built up over time. I mean, it's the perfect thing to use. As a matter of fact, when we were building race car engines, we would actually buy used blocks that had at least 100,000 miles when we were doing the LS stuff, and we would even leave it outside for an extra year, and then we would machine the block, and it takes any of the stresses that are in there at all out. And every really high-end race car you see, that's 99% of the time we buy used blocks. Now we might put new cylinder sleeves in and all that kind of stuff, but the overall block itself, we want to make sure that it's had time to get its stresses out. And something like a truck axle, I can't think of anything better to use as a gun barrel. Like, truly, that is probably the perfect material for a gun barrel.
I don't know if I've told Duke this yet, but I've told it to Snapper. Duke, the new reason why the India-made guns are dangerous is because the steel is so good. There's not enough room for the molecules to vibrate. Therefore, causing them to be more brittle and more explosive.
So somebody's reaching all the way up their ass. I'm sorry, Mama.
No.
I didn't see that. I'll go back and edit it out.
Oh, that's
one of those so far up in there, Duke, that he can't breathe.
It's
He's
like
so far up in there he can't breathe anymore.
1,000 grains of 4F to hunt birds.
There's an Al Swearingen quote that applies to the statement. I'll leave out the bad part of it, but it comes down to he doesn't know if he's breathing or taking it in through freaking gills.
Matt, I tell you, man, some of the stuff we've heard is just hilarious.
Now,
you come up with all these crazy things instead of just saying, you know what, maybe I was wrong. But no, let's just say the dumbest, say anything you can just to keep yourself from looking bad.
Now, if I was to say something about it was spring steel that wasn't tempered right, which causes it to be extremely brittle, then you
100%
somewhere, yeah. But honestly, I don't think black powder's got enough force, at least not with a regular musket charge load.
Nope.
And obviously,
I don't think so either.
3 balls and 1,000 grains of powder to blow the end. And then what? It blew 2 inches of the end, Garrett?
Yep. It had a little bulge in there. I went in with a hacksaw. I cut that dude right off at the front of the bands, of the wedding bands. We got this beautiful little blanket gun. I'm gluing the wood back together. Gonna wrap it with rawhide, make it look authentic. Might send Duke the butt plate so he can make a hide scraper. Maybe send him the barrel. He can make a flute.
No.
Ooh.
Send me the barrel.
I can send the barrel. Yeah, I can send you the front end of that barrel. What would you do with it?
Never mind. I was thinking they did make a hide scraper that the natives would, but the ones I've seen are octagonal barrel.
Well, I know they made something with those butt plates because they always take the butt plates off those native guns.
So they use those hide scrapers too. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here you go for Duke. Brandon Birch asks, have you fellas ever read Patterson Colt Pistol Variations 1979 First Edition? Philip R. Phillips. I said that for Duke because I know he's got it right behind him. Looking to possibly purchase it, and it's a little spendy.
Yes, it is.
I think Gray Pilgrim ordered it too after Duke brought it out the other day.
It's a book I need to get myself.
Gunsmith 4570.
I'm finally pulling the trigger on buying the Kopech book for the Single Action Army.
Oh yeah,
I've been wanting that for a long time.
It's not let me know if it's any good.
It's supposedly the best. It's their findings of guns that actually come in, and they're usually the military guns, but not all are the military ones. And it lists serial numbers, where found, who went where, what. It's supposed to be the most in-depth study to the Single Action Army than anything. So
is that a first edition, Duke?
I don't know, but it's written by Phillips and Garrett's favorite author.
Oh, is it? Wilson?
Yep.
I didn't know.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
This one's 1979.
Now, a lot of times he just writes the foreword in the book and gets credit. Did he do that?
No, James Severn, who writes the second Colt Bible. So Hayden and Belden is the first and Severn's the second. He wrote the foreword. Then the introduction's written by Phillips. And then on the historical background, the introduction's written by R.L. Wilson.
So, but is it just the introduction, or does he write the rest of the book?
He writes, it looks like part 2.
Oh,
which
well.
is the history of it.
Oh boy.
Oh, fun.
So how do you find it?
What, the history of it?
In that book? What do you think of Wilson's? Because they're asking, is it worth the
I don't
money?
know. I never read it. I just looked at the pictures.
It's like, I don't know how to read. What's this?
I will give
No,
that
I
to
actually-
R.L. Wilson. Nobody takes pictures like R.L. Wilson.
That is true. If you want a book for tabletop, like your coffee table books with the beautiful pictures, yeah, he did good at that.
Yeah. No, this book, to be completely honest, I got it when I was going to do the Colt series videos. Never did it, so it just sit over there on that bookshelf for a long time until we was doing that one where we was talking about the Bigger Patterson models. Because Snapper, well, it's on the intro of this video where he's got the book with that one Dragoon pistol. And I was sitting there, and I'm like, no, there was another one they had that was a prototype for the number 4. Because if you familiar with the Colt numberings on the Patterson, they skip 4 and go to 5, which is a 36 caliber. And I think it was, me and a couple other guys think that big revolver was supposed to be number 4, and it never got produced. But I never opened this book until that day. I was looking for that, and it's in here. And
Oh, crap. I just realized we got to refilm that intro now, too. Oh, well. Oh, well.
did we lose Garrett?
I think we did.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I think his side of me finally got him. It took him. He's gone.
Yeah. The mask come up and grabbed him.
You know, when it comes to books, when it comes to R.L. Wilson, the best thing. Oh, yeah, that's the gun right there. That is it.
That is the prototype, the number 4 prototype.
So
Somebody tried
when it
to
comes
say
to R.L. Wilson, the best thing is he doesn't lie all the time. I mean, he made us some crazy stuff, right? I would read whatever he says, but I wouldn't take everything 100% like that's exactly what happened. And then just go through different people's and make your own mind up. Because nobody back, especially in the 60s and 70s, people really didn't know what was going on. They had to look at these guns and they were coming up with it as they went. And so just take his word with a grain of salt. And he could have been perfect. All this stuff might be actually perfect. But once you start lying and you start screwing things up, when your name's attached to something now, it's like, can you trust what this person says? And that's the only reason why I prefer not to even add any of his any of his information in, even if it's correct. It's just I don't want to be put in the situation of going, oh crap, you made me look like an idiot. Yeah, but if you want to learn, you have to read it. You have to read it and read other people's stuff as well, and then go from there.
Read Pate, Charles Pate.
Mm-hmm.
Read Breslin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Breslin.
Oh yeah.
Going to find R.L. Wilson even in those books. He creeps in because he's in everything.
He was like the godfather of the Colt in the 60s and 70s. I mean, he was like the man on top. If you wanted anything with Colt and they did a movie or a TV show or anything about Colt, you're going to see R.L. Wilson in it. He was Mr. Big Shot.
That's why I like Haven and Belden so much, because even though some of the things have been misproved, it was before him. But
yeah, it was before him.
We have to look at things because we're putting our reputation on the line every time we make a video. Or something we're going to have to go back, especially if it's like one of our videos that's long and takes us months or even years to make. Yeah. And it's like, and if you don't want to go back and erase all that, so we can't use anything of his. I don't. I know.
I like to find my own information and try to
do, but I don't.
And it's
if it's got his name attached, I have to read it from at least 2 different people if his name's attached before I'll even consider it.
Well, it's anything when you read history. Try to get as many sources that
you can.
The same thing as you can, because you hear it once, it's rumor. You hear it twice, it's fact. 3 times is gospel.
Yep.
But if anybody's curious, they did cartridge convert Pattersons.
Ooh, now that would be a cool toy.
Is that a 28?
No, that's a belt model. It's a number 5.
Oh, really? 36.
But
that would be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah, it says it's in a private collection, so Lord knows where it's at today.
Yeah. Well, probably R.L. Wilson took it and sold it to some private collectors. Okay, so Zachary Smith said, what recommendations do you all have for nice powder horn in the U.S. that is affordable, best bang for the buck?
Ooh.
Well,
Make your own.
I'm going to say this. I got one of my favorite powder horns right here. It was made by a very, very good dude who even started to beadwork the strap. But he ain't making powder horns at the moment. And he's sitting right next to me.
I didn't remember leaving the strap there.
Yeah. I actually paid for the strap because you didn't want me to leave it. And then you was like, I'll just take it for a little extra. But I will say this. You get what you pay for in horns. Etsy, you can get some good stuff. You can make your own. I don't make my own. I've got a couple of them. There's Horner Guilds. Like Caleb buys his horn from Horner's Guild, an online site. But those do get pricey. I like to spend $100 on a horn because it's like a gun. This should last you your lifetime. So
the problem with that horn right there is it's going to be a pain in the butt whenever you decide to fill it.
I've already fixed it. You see the little bend?
No.
I took and bent that back ever so slightly, so I've got more room to bow.
Okay.
And I filled it. Actually, I've been through about 3 horns worth of that. I have that one.
Will
And then I have
not
another one.
completely 100% water seal it either, so don't store powder for a long time in it.
No, I know. I shoot it pretty quick. But like I said, around $100. I think I give close to that for that in the powder and the strap. I don't remember, but
There's some beautiful horns out there.
In fact, I forgot I sold it to you. Good thing I didn't go looking for that stuff again.
And it's one of those things you need to put if you're going to spend money. Get a good one. Spend a little money. Spend $80, $100 maybe, because it's like the gun should last you the rest of your life. Flasks are a little different in my opinion, but there's a nice one.
That one's got a fitted plug. We heated the end of it and put a plug in there. The only thing is, I had a moth infestation last winter. They got it on the table and they chewed a hole right through the side of it.
Yep.
Wow.
And right
Another thing to always look for is if you're right or left-handed, check the curve of the horn. Check the size.
Yeah.
You don't want that thing sticking out while you're trying to go through the brush or something. You want it to curve to your body. I like a smaller horn because I shoot a 36, so I don't need a giant horn.
Nice thing about these buffalo horns when I was making them on that curve thing, they're nice and straight. So when you make them, if you want it to be tighter to your body, you just move where you put the staple on either side of the center line. So if you want it right-handed, you put the staple to the right hand of the center line, and that'll can it into your body. If you want it left-handed, you just turn it that way. Otherwise, these things are wonderful to work on.
Yeah.
Question for you, Duke. If you steam those, because I know that I've seen people make cups out of horn. If you steam it, could you bend the horn in any way you would want? Have you ever tried that?
The problem is when you steam it, like put it in boiling water, it doesn't get hot enough to take the memory out of it. So it'll get
okay.
Now, they steam them to make flat horns. Have you ever tried to make a flat horn?
No.
I would love a flat horn. I have one over there that's half steamed and never has quite gone down right. But
so the way I got this one to work is I put this in cooking oil because you have to get it up to 325 degrees to break the memory. And this came from professional horners that do this stuff for a living. And they're selling powder horns. They're like $200-300 a piece. So I dip this, and basically you just got to keep dipping it in because if you put it in there and set it, it burns the horn. So you just got to keep dipping it until it gets up real hot. And once you start to see it bubble and look like it's burnt on the top, that's when you're at enough temperature, and then you slide your plug in there and let it set. Well, that's exactly what I did on this one. So this is a fitted plug.
It looks good. It looks real good.
Where it bulged it on the end here from that plug going in.
Oh, yeah. It looks good, though. That's a really pretty horn.
Don't worry. I have more.
well, my camera went out of focus again. It's been doing that a lot here lately.
You all right?
Might need a new one. No, I was going to say that my camera's messing up, but this is my old one. It has a 80 grain drop measure on it. It's not a very good thing to use though, so I have a 40 grain measure here with it. But this one was made by a guy up at Fort Larned, a reenactor. I don't know if he used this for reenacting, but it is a screw top. And I only have one.
That's cool.
It's super easy to fill, and I love it. But when he made it, this interior, and this is something you need to watch for on powder horns, he not only pinned the interior, he glued it. And that's kind of a no-no, I think, because if you get a spark in this thing, you want that back popping off with the least amount of pressure you can possibly get. Like here with Duke.
Gotcha.
Here,
you don't want it to turn into a.
You want a grenade. You want that one to pop off.
That is pinned and epoxied.
Oh, yours is
too? That one's a grenade.
This one's a grenade too, then, evidently.
The pins are decorative. No, that's because what it is, that walnut on that one, and like most of mine, that walnut cap is just a facade. It's actually got a piece of pine that's fitted onto the inside, glued in.
Just like this one.
Yeah.
But
that kind of makes me wonder if you ever made a horn just for the purposes of grenading it to see what it would do.
Glue it.
Because I wonder how much pressure a horn could actually really take. It might not take a whole bunch before it would create an opening.
They usually go off like a fountain.
That's what I would expect, right?
But you don't want to risk it. Not on your.
I think it'd be a neat experiment to make one all glued up and then just put a fuse on it to see what would happen if it did go off.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Garrett. If Ethan wants to blow this one up, I've got it listed for $30, but the bugs got in and ate it on the side.
Yeah, you can epoxy those holes because people still do it on originals.
Yeah, I was gonna say put some epoxy, but if you guys want to blow one up,
that'd be a cool video. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't want to burn up a whole nother pound of powder that I have to make.
Oh, this one only takes about half a pound.
But what I was gonna say is, now that Duke's selling that one for $30, this is gonna sound bad, but I was about to say $30 is where I stay away from horns if I want to get one that's gonna last a long time. That's kind of the base.
Blow up.
It's where it starts. They usually are made in India. They're made out of that black and white horn. They have the little swivel. And what I hate about them is they tend to break or pop apart or drop your rope when you're least. It will drop your strap when you're least expecting it. And a few times that you've dropped one of those thin horns like that and broke it and lost a pound of powder in the dirt, it's well worth just to spend an extra $30 and go up to a $60 horn or maybe even $80 or $100.
This is the same horn that they used to make those cheap ones out of. I found blanks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
So, well, don't listen to me. I'm just going to say don't buy a $30 horn if you want to use it for the rest of your life.
The only reason this is $30 is because of the size, and I paid $5 for the blank.
Yeah.
This one, however.
Woo.
He got both. He got the entire cow.
That is a double buffalo powder horn. This is they've got examples of them in the Smithsonian.
That's interesting.
And actually, I made most of this at Bent's Fort. When I was working out there, I did all the plug-ins here. The reason why it's got a rawhide middle is because these were not mated horns. These are off of two different animals. You can tell by the way they curve there. But I glued the two sides together. And I was sitting there sanding, and right in here, I was trying to get it to where it was smooth so it didn't come up to a sharp point. And I made a pass with a sander, and I looked down there, and I could see pine.
Oh, yeah.
So you went to the horn.
Through the side of the horn. So I said, to hell with it. I took this piece of rawhide, wrapped it around there, glued it, tacked it. And I think it's still waterproof. The way you can tell they're waterproof is if you can blow
into it,
no air comes through, then they're waterproof. And no air comes through.
Cool.
Yeah, there's no air. It's all coming right back out in my face when I spit it. That's the one problem. Then you taste it.
But back to the original question, long and short of it is, I would suggest if you're looking for not a Horner's Guild horn that's going to cost you $100, $150, $200, Try Track of the Wolf. They got some really good $60 horns of different sizes. That's where that is.
There's some gorgeous horns out there. The horns to me are kind of one of those things. It's like, man, I always like, I'm weird. I like to get the nicest thing I can. And then before you know it, you end up having like some stupidly overly priced horn that you're not going to want to use. But there's some gorgeous horns out there. Man, are there some pretty horns, especially the ones that have like a map built into them. I want one of those.
Yep. Atlatl Man said, I really want a blanket gun, but I don't want to spend $800 or more just to cut the thing down. No, that's why I had one made for me by 1,000+ grains of 4F.
That did most of the work for you.
Did a lot of the work for me, but I'll still say, even with a hacksaw, that was a hard barrel to cut through.
I bet.
And if anybody's curious what happens after you use a horn every day, outlets like they did over time, it just goes back to looking like it did when it was on the animal.
Yeah, rubs all that off.
And if anybody's wondering what this leather is, this thing split on me right up here. I had a feeling it would because I put a tack in without drilling the hole first, pre-drilling it. And it split, and so I couldn't find a piece of sheet metal because you see them repaired with copper and with brass sheet metal. Couldn't find a piece that I could put on there. So then I found a thing where it said they were done with leather. So I took this piece of deer leather, sewed it around, and then I started tacking it. And then after I tacked it, I didn't like it, but then I realized I couldn't take it off because I got all these tacks drove in there, and I can't get them out.
I'm not gonna lie, that would probably look really cool with copper once it starts turning that green.
Yeah,
you know, like a nice. Yeah, that would look beautiful.
The I Love Muzzleloading channel, Ethan, he has one that's blue. It's like a really sharp, bright, vibrant blue, and I think that one's pretty. Soylent Green said saw stainless, handmade, machine cartridge conversion, Patterson reproduction at a gun show in Pennsylvania a few years ago. I have a photo in my phone somewhere. I'll email it to you.
I think I know who done that too. I can't remember, but I remember hearing about it.
Yeah.
And
Patterson conversion would be cool. That'd be a cool toy because you don't see those at all.
Shoot the Patterson without the pain of loading it? Wow, right.
Right.
Pretty fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just a Patterson with a loading lever is a cool thing. Let alone finding one that's a cartridge conversion. I've never actually seen any cartridge conversion Patterson in person ever.
That
would be a really cool gun to have.
Said my name, I said another bad word.
Try not to do that. 4570 Powder Horns and More is a good place for horns. Also, Crazy Crow Trading. But Carol Joel said, "Everyone, I have to go. I'll catch the rest of the show tomorrow." Again, Happy New Year. Serpent
Happy New Year.
Said, "Thought Duke went out like the Sopranos for a moment." Just having fun said, "I made 2 powder horns from Springbok horns. The horns came out from older gentlemen who spent years in South Africa. He got one and I kept one. Each hold about 10 to 12 loads of powder." Cool. Gina Wood says, "Duke Frazier." With an exclamation.
Get him, Mama Woods. Get him.
I don't remember what I said.
Martin Kavanaugh.
Also, by the way, Happy New Year, Mama Woods.
Yeah. Martin Kavanaugh.
Happy New Year.
See your smile, Snapper. Just arrived from New Zealand. We're down there at the end of
nice.
the comment section.
Yeah. I can't stay on too much longer, guys, because I have a bunch of stuff I got to take care of tonight.
Somebody asked a little bit ago if any of us have made any toilet paper powder yet. Oh, you have? I haven't.
Well, I haven't got to shoot it yet, but I've set it off. It seems like to me, it seems like Swiss.
Yeah.
Let's just say that I did char some toilet paper the other night.
Just not the way you're supposed to.
Of making gunpowder, though.
I get that. Some people ask me when I'm going to make that, and I'm kind of to the point where what Jake's doing is he's constantly pushing it, trying to get better. I've kind of hit the point I like. Like, all my guns are sighted for my willow powder. You know, it's a little faster in GoX, a little slower in Swiss. Perfect for me. I think I'm kind of just where I'm at, especially considering I have about 30 pounds of willow charcoal that I haven't even used up yet. So,
I want somebody
me personally, that balsa
and try it.
Somewhat.
Cottonwood charcoal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a Confederate thing. They used it.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how it happens. I tell you what,
It's been hard for me to get away from the balsa powder because it's so clean. Man, it's so clean.
tell you what, Garrett, make me a pound of cottonwood before I get out there.
All right, I'll see what we can do.
Yeah, you guys got that stuff growing naturally around you, don't you? The cottonwood, Garrett?
I got so much cottonwood. It's like every 3 weeks I got to go along the fence and cut an 8-foot cottonwood that's 8 foot across off the fence that fell on it. That's like, yeah, I got more cottonwood than I know what to do with. Yeah, I got a lot of.
The good thing about the toilet paper. The good thing about the toilet paper, though, is like for most people, that's easier and cheaper than it's easier and cheaper than what any wood. Like where I live, if you're going to buy wood, it's expensive because there's no wood. And you're not going to find anything decent, And so toilet paper is cheap, easy to get, and easily accessible. And it makes, consistent powder. So
I'm just wondering.
I get it.
He found out that Quilted Northern didn't do too well, but Cottonelle did.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering how consistent the Cottonelle is going to be across the board.
I don't know. That's a good question, though. But, I mean, if you stick with one brand that works and it is consistent, that's going to be some good stuff. What is the chances, too? How is it that all these years, these, countries come up with the best powder they possibly could, and this whole time, toilet paper. Toilet paper makes the best gunpowder ever. What? See, that was the real reason why toilet paper got so scarce.
Scarce?
Everybody knew it makes good black powder. That's why it went away. Yeah.
Yep.
That's just hilarious to me. Ends up being toilet paper.
So I'm just curious, what was he getting for velocity with like GoX and regular available powder brands?
Oh, I can't remember, but it was.
I want to say it was in the low 16s, like lower 16 for like GoX, and he was getting like 18.
1750 to 18 now. So GoX and Swiss. Basically, I think, and he might be in here to correct me, but I think he's outrunning Swiss by about 50 to 75 feet per second at this point.
It seemed like he outruns Swiss with the toilet paper powder. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's clean. It's clean, obviously, but power-wise, I think it was more powerful.
Yeah. Which, if you want more powerful, that's what you ought to do. But like I said, I've hit with Willow. I've hit the power level I really care to hit. Yeah,
if you're already down like sizing your loads, like for me personally, I don't shoot full-size loads into my old guns. So I really don't need the most powerful powder, but who knows?
Yeah. All right, let's get through a few more of these. 4 snappers got to go. Gina Wood said, "Happy New Year to all you guys. So neat to see your face, Snapper." Saboteur.
Thank you, Mama Wood.
Hi, Saboteur. He said, down. He said, "We're down a bandit."
We're all bandits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beginning.
We started off with too many bandits in the beginning.
Servant Hansa said, "Have to go, folks. Hopefully see you all the next one. Happy New Year to you." I think we're having a special guest this Saturday, like in 4 days. And Duke may not be able to make it, but we will see how that goes. 3 days. We'll see. We'll see if we have a show then. But yeah, be ready for that. It'll be announced in the community post. Louisiana Gray said, "I like the fact that TP takes a lot of work out of prepping it. You can get 6 rolls in 1 can and it's done. Toilet paper is cheap and easy to get, except for during COVID." Caesar said, "I built a Traditions flintlock Kentucky pistol in the past few weeks. Second flintlock I own. Thing looks like it needs a pretty small flint." Yeah, look for the small Becky flint, they call it, for the Traditions flintlock pistols. They call them the small Beck flints. They're little bitty. Jay Wheeler's in, says, "Hi, y'all."
Yay. Hey, Jay.
Yep. Tim O'Neill said, "In Florida, you buy wood at the grocery store for 50 to 70 cents per stick." All right. So anyway, that's about all we had, guys. We've been going over an hour. Man, I got a headache to beat the band, to be quite honest with you. Yeah. And Snapper's got to go. That was a good show. That was a lot of fun.
First show I've ever been on that I could actually breathe. Kind of amazing. It's been this way for you guys the whole time. Man, it's like a whole new world.
Isn't it?
Bing's Jake's making toilet paper powder out of toilet paper. Now he's got to come up with a bidet to clean the gun.
One of those One of those we have now. That's the pressure deal that goes up and down and.
Oh yeah, the Pedersoli has one of those.
Yeah, they do have one.
You stick it down the barrel and then you pull it back and it's only $1,200.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a black powder bidet. So,
Black powder bidet.
Anyway, Snapper, what you got coming out, buddy?
Oh man, I've got a couple of videos ready to release. I just got to do it. I've been really busy spending time with the family lately. But I've got several I gotta release. I have many filmed and set up.
And don't forget the
I just got to pick.
Might be a New Testament coming out.
Ooh, yeah, you got that. Matter of fact, you know what? That's probably what we're gonna do first.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a new series coming, you guys, that I think you guys might love, or we're gonna be stoned to death. One of the two.
And
We'll find out.
Duke saw it. He liked it.
I'm just waiting for the 1911 and the Glock one.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get there.
But anyway, so anything else coming out? Duke, you got any Johnny Rebs coming out?
Eventually, I haven't had much of a creative flow here because with my current job, I'm not going to get into where I'm working at, but dang, I'm a security guard. 10-hour shifts, it's like it gets exciting. So a lot of times on my days off, I just sit back and relax, which is why I haven't done much for leatherwork and stuff here lately.
Yep.
But one of these days here soon, we're going to get something. I just kind of got to get the creative juices flowing. I've just been sitting and enjoying movies and Call of Duty and
work.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I said, tune in Saturday. I think, guys, we'll put it in the community post, but possibly a rather popular flintlock shooter, maybe on the Reload show here. And like I said, Duke may not be here, but Ethan definitely will be. And we'll still stream it to Duke's channel.
Yeah,
but,
let me know what time of day I might be able to make it work.
Okay. And let's see. Tune in on Sunday morning. We'll be doing not a flintlock video, which is going to depress a lot of people. I found out on our channel, if we do flintlock and cap and ball videos, we would be so big right now. But every now and then we do the easy videos, and that's what this Sunday is going to be, the GP 144 special. And
hey, that's fun.
Tune in to see that this Sunday on 11 Bang Bang. Snapper, you look so refreshed.
First time I've been able to go, oh man, we're done, and I'm not sitting here like woozy from oxygen deprivation. Telling you, it's a whole different world out here.
All right, guys, I think we're done then. You got anything else to say, Ad, at the end?
Well, glad I finally got rid of that mask.
As always, guys, trust in God, keep your powder dry. Do I say that on this show? I can't even remember.
Yeah, you do.
Yep.
Bye.
You got the right one here. Bye.
Ceviche.